all fun and games till someone gets shot.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to be doing kind of a news roundup, just a bunch of discussions that I found all across the community. You know how this is, Twitter, Reddit, and just comments pulled from my very own channel. I have a few different things that I want to talk about. The first one that I will talk about to start off this channel is another Tekken Bloodline fan art poster. The first one we had was Lily, the second one was Zhao Yu, and now we have Dragunov. I wonder if we'll hear Dragunov finally talking instead of the regular humming in the upcoming Tekken Bloodline anime. This is the thing, King is going to be in Tekken Bloodline, but will he be growling? Will he be just rah, 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 rah? And then they'll have the bottom of the screen in quotes. Now, Tekken fans probably would say, yes, that's what they should do. That's faithful to the source material. And depending on who this is for, since they're putting Jun Kazama very front and center, I think this is probably for the community, probably for legacy players. But if they were going to go the route of making this for casuals, I can see King talking. Really, I don't really care which one he does, as long as the story is good. Because here's the thing, all of these little specific details doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. If he's talking and the story is wonderful, it's wonderful. But if he's growling and the story sucks, it's like, yeah, he's growling, that's true to the source material, but the story sucks. So I think there is some bigger things to think about and to worry about. But also, I think it's going to be interesting to just see these characters animated. Something that I am planning on doing, I just haven't had the time to do it yet. I want to watch the old Tekken anime from the 90s or whatever and do a reaction to that, do a sort of review of it in preparation for Tekken Bloodline. So look forward to that. It's going to be coming sometime soon. I don't know when I'll have time to watch the whole 40-minute movie, but I will. The next thing that I want to talk about, this is a tweet from Blasted Slammy, and I'm kind of proud of this. Once again, fate brings together those who heed the call. Seijan Cup, an online tournament for retro fighting games, kicks off on the 29th of April with the semifinals landmark classic Tekken 3. And basically, he has a Tekken tournament. Now, I am very happy because Blasted Slammy, I don't know if you guys were paying attention, probably about a year ago, 7 months ago, something like that. But he said he was done with the Tekken community. He said he wasn't covering anymore, talking about it anymore, because Bandai Namco, they don't show him any love. They don't show any of us. They take us kind of for granted, right? They treated the community as if, like, look at the silence. They haven't said anything about Tekken 7, the condition that it's in, and then the next game, Tekken 8. And that's kind of because they're stuck in the old mindset of we don't have to. We could take our time, we could do whatever we want, and then they'll still be there. Yes, some of us will, but I think more people are dropping off every single day. But it's interesting that Blasted Slammy is still here. That shows how much he loves the game. It's very difficult to really stay upset at Tekken. Like, I go through the phases of being upset, but then sometimes I just get over it. The next one that I want to talk about, this is from Romanova. For those of you who don't know, she was hired to be the community manager for Tekken, Bandai Namco, and I think Soul Calibur. She tweeted out, "Back in an office. Feels good, man." Now, the reason why I think this is important is because Harada was talking about how working from home was really slowing down their process. It was really slowing down their production. And this is something that we know to be true. When it comes to season 4, it was about a month later than season 3. The fact that they're back in office now, I don't know where she's located. I really don't care where she's located, but I think it's very fascinating that Bandai Namco is going back to the office now. That means production is going to be increasing, and maybe they will be able to work faster. Maybe this will lead to them having something prepared to show us either by the time of Evo or Summer Games Fest. That's all that I really took away from this picture. They're back in office. Now they should be working full force, 100% speed. The next thing that I want to talk about, this isn't related to Tekken, but I thought some of you guys, legacy players, may like this. A tweet from Nabel, Streets of Rage film in the work. The headline says, Streets of Rage film in the works. Sonic's DJ2 Entertainment and Escape Artists to produce video game adaptation scripted by John Wick's Derek Kolstad. I'm not going to read this big paragraph here, but I just think it's so fascinating how so many games is being turned into TV shows, turned into movies. It's mixed results all around. The Halo series, to my understanding, sucks. Uncharted sucks. Mortal Kombat, it's decent. I know there's some people who don't like it. Tekken, it's unknown whether or not this will be a shining beacon of light or if it will also suck. Arcane, League of Legends, that was a hit. Some people say that was the best show of 2021. That was also made by Netflix. There was one post in here from Twitter that I saw that was very, very fascinating. Does your country have a Tekken character? And then it shows a map of the whole world, and the red portions are places where Tekken characters are from. Now, the key things that stands out to me: Canada, Greenland, big parts of Africa. I think it would be super, super cool to get a... Well, here's the thing, right? Harada said this already, but you have to be careful not to make a character offensive, not to make a character a stereotype. Here's the thing. When they made Leroy Smith, I definitely could see the community going a different route and being like, oh, this is offensive. Why does all black people have to wear jewelry and have pit bulls? You know, it's like things that are done out of passion can very, very easily misunderstood. It is difficult for these fighting games now to make a character that is true to a region but also not offend anyone. For example, Lars. People talk about Lars and how I think he's Swedish, but there's nothing Swedish about him. And they kind of feel like they don't even have a character. Yes, he's from there, but he's not them, right? And that's the kind of thing that these DLC characters have to capture. They have to capture the essence of where they're from, but also you don't want that character to be a stereotype, right? It's a thin line, but they've done it many times before. Lita, Fakaram, Leroy Smith, 3 successful character archetypes from specific regions of the world, and in those specific regions they are beloved, right? A response to this says, no, but I made one, and it's a female character. Just looking at the outfit, I can't tell where this person is supposed to be from. I would probably have to guess and say somewhere from Asia or something like that, but I don't really know. For those of you who really want a more in-depth analysis of where a real next character possibly can come from, I did a video back on February 14th, and I focused on this topic thoroughly. I suggest you guys go watch that if you really want a good understanding of where we can see the next character come from, because I think, first off, the base roster is probably going to have 5 new characters, and then also DLC that just completely unlocks the potential, blows it off the door. Everything is possible. The next thing that I want to talk about, this one, even though it's about Activision, this just shows the power of gaming. In an explosive allegation, one of the lawyers behind the Activision Blizzard discrimination suit says California's governor Gavin Newsom is interfering to support Activision and abruptly fired her boss. She is resigning in protest. What I really think is important about this, it shows that gaming is not some small thing anymore. These gaming companies are massive, multi-billion-dollar companies. You have a California governor. California is a very important state in the USA, going out of his way to protect Activision. It's crazy that games have become so massive now. If you were to replace Activision with Disney, no one would bat an eye. 2 more things that I want to talk about, then the video's over. One of these is a concept art from Tekken Cross Street Fighter era. You have Chun-Li and you have Zhao Yu. Both of these characters, it almost looks like big sister, little sister. I think Chun-Li may have come first, but you guys can correct me in the comments and say which one came first. But it really is like these 2 characters. I kind of like the that these characters kind of look alike, that these characters kind of mirror each other. I feel like it's really iconic for both of them, but at the same time, I feel like Chun-Li has grown and developed so much since then, and Xiao Yu's kind of remained the same. I really want to see some progress, some growth out of Xiao Yu. My biggest reason for pushing for a 3 to 4 year time skip in Tekken 8 is so that we can see these characters develop. These characters, they've been children for 6 games, 7 games. I want to see the middle arc. That's like if you've been watching a movie and you only watch the first 30 minutes of the movie for 20 years. That's what I feel like with Xiao Yu. I want to see the middle chapter of the story. I want to see with this character how being in love with a person possessed by the devil affects you in your later stages of your life. That's what I want to see. And I get that's not what the community cares about, but I think there is a lot to explore there, and they just have to push the story forward to do so. They have to push it forward. The next thing that I want to talk about, this one is really just, it's simple. This one is so simple, but I love it. I love it. The community is finally coming around to the idea. I think that Tekken 8 on arcades will be released in 2023 and Tekken 8 on consoles will be released in 2025. Look at this. We've been talking a lot about this on the channel. Does this even sound acceptable to you guys? Tekken 8 comes to arcade 2023 and then it comes out 2025? That's almost, no, that would be 11 years. That's crazy. But what I was super happy to see all throughout the comment sections replying to this was people saying arcades is dead, grandpa. Arcades is gone. COVID wiped out 90% of the market. Everyone who was playing arcades is now playing at home, either on PlayStation, Xbox, or PC. Mostly PC and PlayStation. And Switch. You have to wonder, now that arcades is pretty much gone in Japan, are they going to, has arcades been replaced by Switch? And now will Tekken 8 come to the Switch because that's where a lot of the player base went? I don't know where they went. It's up to the developers to figure out. We already know Harada is trying to figure out. I covered an interview already where he was talking about how arcades is gone and people aren't playing fighting games. So it's up to them to figure out where they went and then put Tekken 8 in a position, in a place that is easily accessible for them. But I was just very happy to see that the community, I would like to say that I had some role to play in this, but I don't think so. I think this is just something that the community accepted for themselves, and I'm happy for that. But that's it for this video. Just a lot of topics all at once, a kind of an update on a lot of situations we've been talking about. And yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Gas is inbound. You stuck it through to the end and won. Nice work.